I wanted to speak on It Gets Better. My name is Frances Richter, and I'm a lesbian. And when I was young, I thought I could fix it, change it, make it right with God, and so I got married, had children. I thought I could make that work. And I did actually stay married for many, many years and raised my children with my husband. And after they were grown, and so I kept this all buried, although he knew our entire marriage because I told him before we got married that I actually like girls. He said, I kind of knew that, but he wanted to marry me anyway. So we did that, and when the boys grew up, I finally came to him and said, I just can't do this anymore. Got to be who I am. And so we agreed to live as roommates for a while until we could both get ourselves together to financially separate. And we did that. And so I left, but I didn't have the courage to tell my boys just yet what was going on. And so it was a while, and then I had a grandson, and I wanted to bring him home with me for the weekend, and my son said no, because I was going to come, my partner, the woman I was seeing at the time, was going to be with me, just visiting my house, and he said, no, you can't take my son. You can see him, but you can't see him with her around. And so that's the way that went. And then my other son also had children. And my partner and I eventually bought a house together and moved in together. And my children would not come to my house. They would not bring my grandchildren to my house. They would not let me be around my grandchildren with my partner. And that went on for a couple of years, and she would get very upset and say, I don't understand. You're so good to them, and you love them so much. And I'd say, give them time. They'll come around. It'll get better. And she went through the same thing with her parents. Her parents kind of treated her the same way. First time her mother came to our house, she kind of ran screaming from the room when she met me and said, I can't talk to you. Well, we were very patient. We had an open door policy. We said anybody that ever wants to come in our house is going to be welcome. And we're the same people we've always been. It's just that we've embarked on our new lives when we came out. So gradually, the boys came around. My one son, who never set foot in my house for over 2 years, never brought his children to my house, finally called me up and said, Mom, I'm coming over and I'm bringing the kids. And by then he had 2. And he came and hugged me. He said, it's time my children knew their grandmother. And so then he said, oh, by the way, can you babysit? So, but it was beautiful and it was wonderful. My other son went through a similar thing, and we're all very, very close now. They all come to my house for every holiday, for every birthday, for every other occasion we can think of to get together. And even my partner's mother, who ran screaming from the room saying she was going to be sick because she met me, just a couple of years later, sat in my living room and said, thank you for loving my daughter. And it was the sweetest thing, and I was with her when she took her last breath. And it does get better.